Best TV Show, the show that brings to you the best in film, fashion, entertainment, and arts within the ethnic and black minority communities. Now, today I have a very, very special guest all the way from the US, but now he's a resident with us here in the UK, a film producer, actor, very handsome. I don't know what else to add on to his list, but it's so long. You know what? I'm not going to speak for him because he's right here with me, Gabriel Castillo. Hello, Gabriel.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Now, I know you're not originally from the UK. You're from, the other side of the world, the United States of America, but you live here in the UK and you're a film producer, you're an actor. I'm sure there's a lot more things that you do. Tell me all about it.
Well, I am an actor, but, living in the United Kingdom has made me into a different filmmaker. I produce, I write, I direct, and I act,
All
I think
three?
all
You must
four.
be so, all four. Oh dear. Produce, act, direct, write.
I mean,
how do you put all of it together?
Well, my first love is acting. I trained as an actor in America.
From what age?
Training since I was probably 17 years old.
Right. So what was your first acting role that you remember so well that made you think, right, I really want to get into acting and I'm sticking with it?
The first job I got when I was a little younger was they gave me like 2 days work on Shaft.
2 days work?
Yeah, with Samuel L. Jackson. I remember that. I remember sitting down and having lunch with Samuel L. Jackson, and I was walking by and I was nervous to ask him if somebody was
starstruck?
I mean, it wasn't starstruck, but Samuel L. Jackson is a big guy. He's 6'3". I mean, I was probably 5'10" at the time. I was younger.
Right.
And I remember asking him, is anybody sitting here? He's like, nah, nobody here. You can sit down, because he's got a very strong, accent. He's just a very powerful speaker.
Right.
So I sat down and I remember the conversation they were having, about Andre Agassi. He's a tennis player.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a good experience for, a young artist because it was inspirational.
So from then on, did you find that, finding roles was easy or did you struggle to find
So I was going out to auditions for, the soaps and all of that. And, I mean, it was a good feeling, but, I knew with my heart, I lied, and it was into acting. And I really wanted to, really learn what the real actors are doing, like the Pacinos, De Niro's, just people who are different actors. They're not just eye candy. They're real actors, like Denzel Washington.
Who did you really learn from? Is there any particular person that you learned from and you always wanted to be like this particular person?
I mean, everybody has a role model. You have people you look up to. I mean, my role model really is my dad because, I mean, he got us all through school, all six of my brothers. Is he an actor as well? No, he's a dad. He's a great dad. But no, I look up to different actors as well. I look up to, Denzel Washington. And I met him in New York on 3 separate occasions. One time was, I wanted to get into the play that he was in, and, I didn't have the money. A lady came up to me and asked me a question. She said, hey, where can I sell these tickets, I said, well, if I had money, I would buy them and save you the trouble, She said, where can I go? I said, okay, you just go down the street at the left side. There's a lot of people there. They normally buy tickets. She's like, well, if I can't sell these tickets, I'm coming back for you. And, I don't know if it was gullible or not, but I believed her, and I stayed there.
You got to do what you got to do.
I stayed there. She came back. She said, guess what? I said, somebody bought all the tickets. She said, yeah, but one, you're coming to the show with me. I was just like, wow, cannot believe that. So I was here. I was front row seat, looking at Denzel Washington. I think I was more nervous than Denzel. He was on stage. I was more nervous. I was like, oh my God. The great thing was at the end, I got to talk with him and I took a picture with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's a very inspirational guy. So, and I told him, I said, hey, as an artist, me and my brother are always looking up to you. Sometimes I just want to quit, but all I got to do is just watch one of your rerun on television or something.
You can't quit. See, there's a lot of people like you who, obviously, they start something, and because the industry is not very easy, halfway through they want to quit. But I hear you've been nominated for a BAFTA.
Oh, I'm glad.
You have been nominated for a BAFTA. Well, tell me all about it. Tell me about your nomination and.
I understand it's 3 categories. I mean, the most important category for me is the acting.
Why the acting?
Because I really want to be an actor. Yeah, because I love acting with
But
that's
you
my
have
passion.
also produced.
I love
your
to
own
produce
movies.
films
Yes.
that that I believe in, and films that I think that are very moving films.
Yes.
Like I did produce a film in America.
Right.
Another short film
Right.
called SPIC.
Right.
And that movie, that short film went on to win, a lot of festivals.
And I know the monologue has been nominated for a BAFTA.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me about
The monologue is a short film about an artist that, he's struggling here in London just to find his voice, really.
Right. Yes.
And he just goes through a period of time where he doesn't know what direction to go in, so he's all over the place, in which he's seeking the help of this power manager, because every artist, every actor, director, filmmaker believes that if they have a big super agent,
Yes.
they're gonna get to the finish line.
Yes.
And
You
really,
always wait for the agent to do
see,
the
but
work.
that's
Yes.
the funny thing is this. The thing that's so cliche is that the agent is waiting for you to get to the finish line,
The agent
so he
is
can
also
sign
waiting
you.
for you, so you're both waiting for each other.
Exactly. So it's cliche because and I've spoke to a lot of people, a lot of agents in certain agencies, and they always tell me, well, we like to know somebody is doing something, because
So how long did it take to make the monologue? I would imagine, because you produced it, you acted in it. I would imagine a lot of time and resources went into it. How long
took
did it take?
approximately. I remember we started shooting it last January.
Right.
In January we shot it for 5 days. It was a 5-day shoot.
Right.
And there's a lot more work because I actually did everything. I did get help for the casting.
Right.
I looked at the venues. I produced it from my own money, and I looked at locations, and it was a lot of work, but I look at it, to this day, and for me it was worth it.
And what was the response?
The response was great. It's showing at the Portobello Film Festival. Well,
Wow.
it did actually.
That is big.
I also got a nomination at that festival, and that's
fantastic.
That's just something every filmmaker does. You just put your film out there, and you try to get the response of the audience.
Yes.
But the audience has received the film very well.
So, by producing monologue and acting in it, have you been encouraged to do any more producing and?
Yeah, I'm thinking about a show for the BBC. A comedic family show.
That would be interesting. That would be, wow, we're waiting for that, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're waiting for that. So when are you thinking of doing this one?
Well, I already have a spec script, which
Right.
is,
Yes.
just a short script already with the idea, a few pages already done. And so I'm thinking about just shooting, probably, getting a crew and shooting maybe a 15 to 20 minute
Right.
little trailer, or not necessarily a trailer, but maybe a short pilot, just to show them,
Right.
what the film, what the show is about.
Right. So you've been here for 4 years. Compared to the US, what do you think? Are you staying here for good, or you're just tasting the waters?
No,
then
this
you
is-
can
this is-
disappear, or
This is my second home.
Is it? Yes.
when you leave a country, any country,
Yes.
and you're in a country for 4 years, you just, this is your home.
Yes. And you have settled in well.
I've settled fine, believe me. It was a challenge, looking for work, because my first thing here was, I'm an actor. I need to find acting work. I remember
Yes.
telling that to my wife every day. I need to get an agent. I need to get an agent. And I did get an agent, but the only phone call I received from this agent was when they were closing down.
Oh, damn.
So, hey, I got the phone call though, and that
Were you
inspired me.
discouraged?
Yeah, but no, I wasn't discouraged, because that was the phone call that I received before I started writing my film. Things happen for a reason.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Okay, so with regards acting, are you planning to do any acting here in the UK? Or?
I do,
Yeah.
I do. I actually, in one of the festivals that the movie was screening in, I was approached by a young filmmaker. You know, he's done a few short films. He's talking about a feature. He sent me a script. I haven't even looked at the script. He sent it to me, but you know, I don't want to discourage him. I said that's fine. I'll do it anyway because, you know, the last young director I heard of that didn't have any money was Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, because I mean, a lot of people want to start projects, they want to shoot movies or whatever, but the budget.
It's the budget.
The budget is really a big thing, and I mean, share with us. I mean, you did the monologue. What was the budget like? Did you get a lot of help, sponsors, or funding?
No, I did it.
How did you do it?
I did it independently. I did it myself. You know, we raised the capital. Me, you know, my producer. We raised the capital ourselves, and you know, it's just you budget. You say, okay, this is what it's gonna cost, but really, you really can't predict that unless you're on set. And then when a light burns, a gel burns, or one of the lights just blow out, you go, okay, that's another 100 pounds on top. And catering, you know, one of the things that happened on set was it was the first day we were in Brick Lane. And I sent one of my assistant directors or something, or I forget, a runner, to get some breakfast. And they came back with a bill of 60 pounds.
Oh,
and I said, 60 pounds for breakfast, for just some croissants and
how
coffee.
Many people were there in the set?
There were probably maybe 12, 13 people.
Right.
I was so angry.
Up, didn't you?
60 pounds for breakfast, for croissants and coffee.
For 12 people, that adds up.
I mean, we could have made it for less. I mean, we were on a budget. 60 pounds. Lunch wasn't even 60 pounds. So then I told my other assistant director, I said, you know what, I think we might have to let her go, because at this rate, we're gonna eat all the money in breakfast. You know, so it was funny.
With no lunch or dinner.
No lunch or dinner, 60 pounds for breakfast. So it's
and no fare back home.
No fare either. I had to get someone to come pick me up. No, it's a very humbling experience, because you do a film, it's your baby. You want it to come out perfect. You know, you want everything to look great and sound great. And you know what? That doesn't exist. There isn't a film in this world that's perfect. There isn't no film.
And I suppose this was your first film that you made.
It was the first film,
the first film.
Yeah.
And always with the first time you do something, I do get nervous when I'm doing something for the first time. I honestly do. Did you get nervous at all? Did you have this sort of fear? You know, I'm going into this on my own. You know, I'm going to be doing this on my own. I'm going to be making, because I suppose you made all the decisions on your own before you.
I did.
You know, before you worked with your producer and other people. I mean, how did you feel? Was there any fear or any element of you're alone? You know, are you going to do this thing?
In the beginning, everybody's scared. I was scared.
So you were scared.
I was scared. You know, there even was one time where I said, because of the budget, you know, there was, you know, I had to get the lights, I had to get the cameras, I had to get just so many different things we had to budget. And I said, I need to get the lights. And I remember telling my producer, I need the lights. We need to get the lights today, because we're starting shooting. We're going to start shooting tomorrow.
Right.
If we don't get these lights, there is no movie. Because, I mean, you know, we need these lights. And then I just thought to myself, you know what? I tried.